Good morning and Happy New Year. I wanted to share with you this new journal that I made for myself as my diary for the coming year. I just call it my seasons journal. It's bound in leather. This is a type of Renaissance binding called Yale binding, just like the university. And I have been trying to learn how to do heat embossing. I don't know how well it shows up on here. But I only have two tools, one to make the line and one to make the circle, so I'm limited in what I can do, but you have to start somewhere. You create this book by sewing together the text block, and then at the front and back you have what's called a waste sheet, which is glued down to the cover, and then the next front page of the next sheet is where you put the end paper. So there's two papers that are actually structural, holding the text block inside the cover. The items in here are from three sources. Probably 95% of it's from On a Whimsical Adventure. Then there are some blank pages. There's a composition lined page, and then this page from the Graphics Fairy. This image from Pinterest, and then there's a few pages from Arty from her Winter's Tale collection that just blended in. I'm just basically going to do a quick flip through so that you can kind of get an idea. There are signatures for each of the four seasons, and some blank pages like these at the beginning and the end. So this starts the winter season. And that's Arty Mays. So each of the seasons kind of has a color theme. Blue-grays are for the winter season. And then as we get into spring, you'll pick up more pinks and greens. And then we transition. If you saw my Wheel of the Year journal, you'll see that some of the pages are similar. I just took out the Wiccan references. Since this is not a Wiccan journal, this is just a year journal. But I picked all of the different digital kits to do my digital collage based on this transition of colors. And when things didn't quite match, I altered them somewhat in Photoshop. And if you're noticing, this blank paper page from the members site of Graphics Fairy is resized, recolored, turned to be, one way or the other, elongated, just so that you have some consistency through the book, but it isn't the same brown page on every page. And these paint splashes and things that you get with these digital kits, you can kind of change things up a bit as well. Also, I like that there's these digital stitches, because I like the idea of stitching on the book, but anything that adds bulk ruins the ability to use this kind of binding. And so all the little things that look like I could have glued on a card or an embellishment, they're all just flat because they are digitally produced. You can see the colors are a little richer here in the summer section. They're similar to the spring, but they're just a little deeper. And then we get into autumn, and I added a lot of orange here to kind of differentiate it, because there's still a lot of purples, blues, and grays, but you start picking up on some of the oranges for this season. That's the actually the lined composition paper photoshopped on top of the torn paper, just for a little difference. And then the final section here is Christmas, which would end up the year, and have a few pages for that, and then just some blank pages for I envision making notes about the highlights of the year, things that I want to do for the coming year, that kind of thing. And then the end paper. So I hope you enjoyed that little flip through. It's been fun learning to do this kind of binding. And once again, Happy New Year, and I'll see you again soon.